Dear Eric, I'm sending you now to your private address. This message is very important. I'm, my name is Jovanovic. I'm a good friend of your family. I met your mother and family in St. Moritz, in Switzerland, a long time ago, in '80s. You were very small, and I was lucky to have. I was happy to have art gallery. Mr. Bedard, who is owner of the hotel, Bedard Palace Hotel, permit me to show my art collection in February only, when I was able to ski and to meet people like you, your family. And I'm so proud to know the family of the future president of the United States. My contribution, Eric, in this respect will be very important. When I learned that Mrs. Clinton qualified to be in the final, so to speak, with your father, I started calling everybody. I started calling Princess Elizabeth. I started calling Vivian Sirota. Vivian Sirota is a woman that was your mother, Ivana, introduced me to Vivian Sirota, 86, 87. And we became good friends, and I moved from Düsseldorf in Germany, where I lived at the time. I had a big tennis club. I was tennis pro at the time. I moved to New York. I live in your building, Trump Park, and I spent 2-3 years with being a very, very close friend, Vivian. Now, when this happened, as I said before, I started immediately calling her, and I sent to her son, because I called his son Daniel, who is a mayor in one little city nearby New York, and I sent all material about what's happening. I always said there was a fate that I met Ivana, fate that I met Vivian, fate that I moved to New York, and fate that I moved to Las Vegas. I was working on some project in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, I met the source. I met a journalist who introduced me to the major source, who explained me the famous affair that happened in the early 30s, in 90s, I'm sorry, that is so-called Foster Gate, suicide of Mr. Foster. Mr. Foster was not suicide, he was killed by the CIA because he was spy. My source, I will send you also the link of my approach when I approach the director of CIA, Mr. Brennan, because you will see now plenty of details that indicate that I know everything about that. And I said, when I learned, when I saw, like everybody else, when your father was speaking in Texas with, when Mr. Bush Sr. was showing this to your father, I immediately, I started playing decoy, and I had to approach Mr. Brennan, because Mr. Bush in the past was doing incredible lot of damage to the United States and everything else. Everything was his job, even September 11 and everything else, a lot of crimes. He also a few times wanted to kill even Mr. President Reagan. And I know, because I was a long-time friend with the American Patriots, I learned a lot of things, especially former chief of FBI, Ted Garrison, and I spent 5 years together with him. He brought me everything that people should know about. And also, as I said, one day I met this famous journalist of Patriots. He was Alex Jones of Las Vegas. His name is Lou Apton. And one day Lou Apton introduced me to everybody. I made a documentary film about MK Ultra Monarch program, and the programming people, and my film was instrumental for the Justice Department to save the life of the youngest victim of government mind control, MK Ultra. There was a story with Mark Phillips and Katie O'Brien. Now, Eric, the most important thing that I would like to contribute, and I believe that could make tremendously big effect to American people, is the betrayal of American people by selling Mrs. Clinton, according to my source. And she stole the information, and she sold through her lover, Vince Foster, information to one foreign country for $2.2 million. I know even the price. I was able to explain Mr. Brennan all details, and I sent you a link about that. And your father could ask her in this future meeting with her, Mrs. Clinton, are you a spy? Did you sold the information? I would also like to put your father in touch with the source. I have no problem with that. but I can only exclusively say who was that and how everything, this last moment that I believe only few people, including me, happen to know. I would like to tell you when we meet. I trust you, to be honest with you. I trust you, your father, and your brother, and your other brother, and also Ivanka. There is nobody else that I could reveal that, because this is so exclusive information. Somebody could sell it. That's why I also wrote before to Giuliani that I would like to meet with you, or to your brother, or to your father. There is a possibility, because I have an accident. I can hardly move, and I'm still using wheelchair, and I scratches last month. But I can move. I cannot move. I cannot even write. My right hand is completely numb because of this accident. That's why I'm doing this video to you. I would very much invite you to Belgrade. We can meet on the airport, or we can meet in Verdnik, which is placed nearby, half an hour from the airport in Fruška Gora. These are the mountains, which was bombarded, tremendously bombarded during the time of '99, when Clintons and NATO bombarded my country without any approval from any organization like the United Nations. There was only one solely attack without any proof of anything. There was disaster. Many children died. Many children died because they put also so-called uranium-235, uranium which is affect a lot of nations in the Balkan. And I would like to suggest to your father, and I'll make one more, you should tell him so, that we should create a foundation in New York, your father. That will be very important for the election as well, because there's a lot of nations who are damaged in Serbia. In Serbia are living Albanians, Croats, Muslim, and Gypsies, and other nations, and about 30 nations. And all these people, for example, I'm living in a city now, right now I have a country house in a city named Verdnik. It's in the mountains, Fruška Gora. And here, almost every day or every second day, I heard the music and people going to the grave. This place alone here has 30 different nations. And could you imagine how it would be fantastic, important for the people from this region to know that Donald Trump open foundation, Donald Trump Foundation, who will send funds for hospitalization of these people from this region. That will be very important. I also, believe it or not, I will contact Mr. Putin about that, because Clinton did to this area, and attacking Serbia was the biggest scandal in the history, and that's why Eric, you should play a big role and explain your father how important it is. Also, I will suggest when we meet and when we reveal everything, and my people who are working with my consulting corporation will be able to help you in many places. I also work in various other elections in the United States. I work with Ted Garrison, Ron Paul as well. I know him. I met him a long time ago, and I'm a good friend. I mean, I met Ron Paul is also a patriot, and he was the only congressman who spoke highly about Serbia, who was criticizing in the Congress why Serbia was attacked without any approval of any nation, anything else. Just simply some Rumsfeld or somebody in the world has this idea to bombard Serbia. They killed 4,000 people, and also my dear friend Elizabeth of Yugoslavia, that is known to your father and to everybody else, because her daughter is a famous actor in this dynasty, and she was recently in New York, and she was about to give blood donation, and they said, "Excuse me, Princess, where are you from?" He said, "I'm from Serbia." "I'm sorry, we're not taking blood from the Serbs." You see, Eric, this is something what is amazing, that being human means a lot, especially for these people here, and that will affect, because there is a lot of people from this region who are living in the United States, and everybody is angry of Clinton in America. Believe me, Croatians who are a member of the United Nations, member of NATO, they hate being in NATO, and they hate NATO very much, because those bombs they didn't send to Serbia, they put in the Adriatic Sea. So a big number of Croatian people are also damaged with this uranium, and that will stay for 2 million years, as you know. That's why, Eric, I'll stay in touch with you, and please, I'll give you my numbers, and we should stay in touch. I give you also some suggestion. If I may say something as a expert, so to speak, in some elections, I'll ask Mrs. Clinton, what means this sign mean to you? This is a sign of Satan's. And Mr. Clinton and Mr. Bush, they're showing publicly this sign. Believe me, they will make a big differentiation between them, or Satanists, and us, who are Christians, Jews, or whatever. And that will make a lot, just to provoke her. And could you imagine, I see already Donald say, Mrs. Clinton, did you sell information for money to the foreign country? And believe me, I'll show you the source, and maybe Donald will be able to speak to him. And I also know who else knows as much as I know from the Republican Party. And this is something what will make phenomenal difference. You see, FBI even didn't react on that, and with these emails. That means they want Mrs. Clinton for any price, although she's a dead duck, but they want by any means to bring her to be president. And she's very sick, but also CIA and NSA will have a lot of problems too, because when that come out, they will have problem, because why they kept her alive, knowingly that she's a spy, and that somebody else will come out, like I do now at this point, or Donald will come tomorrow, or with this topic, with proofs that she sold information for money. Her lover was killed, was suicided, yeah. And also a very important issue, Aaron, FBI did not perform investigation. FBI simply, President, Director of FBI in this point resigned, and this very complicated federal case was conducted by park police. Could you imagine? First and last time in the history of the United States. Your father should force that matter. Very important. I'm definitely sure when these people in the United States will find out what's happened there, and that they will vote for your father unanimously, because your father is a great politician. I'm very happy that I know you, and I'm absolutely in your corner, and I will help you with a few other ideas that we meet. And please, Eric, try to come to Belgrade and to meet with me, because we'll be able to show what she have done, and she'll be eliminated from the politics. Eric, please send my love to your mother, Ivana. You're married to your sister, Ivanka, and your other brother, Donald, and, of course, to Donald Trump and his family and his wife and children and everybody else. I wish everything good and hope to see you soon, Aaron, in Serbia.